What's going on, guys? My name is Eldeniro and welcome to episode 53 of my Leicester City career mode on FIFA 15. We're starting this episode off with a trip to the Estadio Vicente Calderon to take on Atletico Madrid in the second leg of our round of 16 knockout game. In the first leg, we obviously got a 1-0 victory at the King Power Stadium to take to this stadium, and we were hoping for the best. We did eliminate Spanish opposition on the way to the Champions League when we knocked out Sevilla, so I was really looking forward to this game despite how incredible Atletico's team actually is on paper when you look at it right there. But I have a question for you guys based on just this Champions League run that we've had has been phenomenal. It reminds me of when Spurs were in the Champions League like 3 years ago and they got to the quarterfinals and were eventually knocked out by Real Madrid. In fact, it was the quarterfinals, I'm pretty sure. But I wanted to ask you guys a question, and it's just, I think I may have already asked it this year, but obviously a lot has changed since then. But basically, who do you guys think is going to win the Champions League this season in real life? A lot of people seem to think it'll be Real Madrid, and it does look as though their momentum is kind of unstoppable at the moment, and they are playing incredibly well. But I think it'd be really cool to see an underdog win it this year. I thought it would have been great if Atletico won it last year. It'd be really cool to have something like that happen in the Champions League. But I don't know who it'll be, and I'm interested to read what you guys think. But as you see in the 34th minute, Godin's chance went just wide with a really nice left-footed finesse shot from the centre back from the corner kick. But we came forward in the 36th minute, and Jeffrey Schlupp got brought down by Leighton Baines, who is playing at left back for Atletico Madrid in this game. That went for a free kick, which was in shooting position, or as Martin Tyler always says, this is in free kick territory. It's all free kick territory. Anywhere outside either box is free kick territory, Martin. But Ince's free kick went very close to giving us the lead, and then we come up to the 40th minute with Atletico on the attack, which resulted in a counter attack for us as Jeffrey Schlupp picks the ball up and peels away from Christian Eriksen before looking up and seeing the option from Dwight Gale, and a mistimed intervention from Miranda leaves the ball falling straight to Dwight Gale, and the big man scores at the Vicente Calderon to put us 1-0 up with a priceless away goal, completely against the run of play, completely unexpected as well. I didn't even know how to react to it when it happened. It was amazing. But we came into the second half looking to expand that lead and came so close to doing so. But Fofana's rebounded shot was saved by the goalkeeper. And Atletico went on an immediate counter with Mandzukic looking to hold up the play and play it into Churchy, or however you pronounce his name, as he takes on Fofana and plays it to Mandzukic, who looks for a decent opportunity to shoot. He eventually does get it on the edge of the area, and his shot crashes off the crossbar and eventually goes over for a goal kick. Then 3 minutes later, we came on the offensive once more with Fofana playing in midfield, really sort of driving home the idea of just keeping possession and not letting Atletico get anything on it. But the ball comes to Gale, his shot is deflected, and it comes to Gamboa, who ends up scoring his first goal for Leicester and making it 2-0 for us. And at this point, Atletico would need 4 goals in order to advance, so it looked as though the deed was completely, it was sealed, we had done our part of it, and now all we had to do was just wait and wind down the clock. But Gabi plays the ball through to this player who came on, Sayeth, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he ended up getting a consolation goal for Atletico. And you guys know what I'm going to say about this, but this is just so stupid that he celebrates. But they got a goal back, and they needed 3 more, which is a huge ask, but they are a top team, and they are a team who is definitely capable of doing that with the firepower that they have at their disposal. So they came forward immediately after we went on the kickoff, and Kingsley Coman got dispossessed by Paul Pogba in midfield with probably the tamest attempt at a step over. I nearly said crossover, but Koke plays the ball into Mario Mandzukic, who gets into the box, and he finishes it into the near post to set up for an incredibly nervous last 6 minutes or so in this game, as Atletico only needed 2 more goals. And I was really worried at this point, but I realised that I was still on kind of an attacking formation. So as soon as that goal went in, I reverted to the park the bus formation, or mentality rather, and that's how we came out of that game. A 2-2 draw away from home. It could have been a victory. It doesn't really matter though. What matters is that we're into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And guess who we come up against in the next round? Real Madrid are gone. Barcelona aren't in it either. There's a lot of teams that we could come up against. Unfortunately, we have come up against a team who play in the same country as us, and it is Chelsea. And Chelsea are a team that I don't have a good record against. I'd rather be playing against Hull City across 2 legs than playing Chelsea, in all honesty. But we do know that we can go to Stamford Bridge and score, because we've done it several times. We've actually gone there and gotten a draw last season as well, which obviously if that happened this season after a 0-0 draw at the King Power, then we would advance on the away goal ruling. So that's really what we have to be hoping for, to make it to the semi-finals of the Champions League. But even if we don't, it is obvious that this has been an incredible Champions League run so far, and the board really can't be disappointed, considering all they expected of me was to make it to the group stages, and that was their initial target, and we did that by beating Sevilla. So the squad report is on the screen, as you can see. Once again, I don't really have anything else to say. It was kind of I showed you guys the squad report yesterday as well in yesterday's episode, but that's the state of things at the moment. I can't wait till we have Zaha and Koyate and some other players back from injury as well, because I feel as though going to Stamford Bridge we would need those types of players. But I don't think either Zaha or Koyate are going to actually make it back for the first leg, which is disappointing. But we go into our next game of the episode, and this is our final game of the episode too, and it's against Southampton away from home at St Mary's. This is how the league table looks. Chelsea just absolutely running away with the lead. They're definitely going to win the league this season, and it's unbelievable. Nobody has even challenged them, and thanks to some inconsistency everywhere in the league, not just from us, we've managed to maintain a really high league position, and we are poised in second place. And we come up against Southampton. This is the team that I went with. It's not a very good one. Knockaert, Brandt, and like the likes of Fofana, like these are all players that I like, but I'd rather have them in a team that's balanced out with a lot more pace than it has. And sure, like Schlupp and Gale are pretty fast, but neither of them are essentially like effective at running at players, not in the Michael Leite or the Lewis Muriel way. So the reason that the players are rested is because 2 days after this fixture we have to play against Chelsea at the King Power Stadium. But as you can see, it's all Southampton early on, and that really is a result of our weakened team and the fact that I think I kind of got the formation wrong at the start of this. But in the 20th minute, Nathaniel Klein plays it to Davis, who comes down the right hand side. He goes back into Klein, who plays it into Gape in the middle, who gets brought down by Ante, but then Ante brought down another player. I forget who it was there in the centre, but the referee gave a penalty for that. And in all honesty, I thought it was going to be a penalty for the first foul on Gape, but it was the one on Eder that led to the referee's decision to give a spot kick. And you can't really argue with it. Like it's kind of harsh. There's nothing I can do in that position, but I felt like I fouled the other player anyway, so I wasn't too hung up on it. But Osvaldo stepped up from the spot and he puts it straight down the middle, sending Kasper Schmeichel to the right hand side of the goal, and he puts Southampton 1-0 up. And from this point we had something like 36% possession. We had nothing going on, absolutely nothing. There was no spark in our play, there was no anything. So I tried to change the formation immediately in order to try and take the game to Southampton, because even though I would happily accept a draw in this game, we want to win every game. We want to finish second in the league just because of how good that would be. Davis's shot hits the side net in the 36th minute, and then we come up to stoppage time at the end of the first half with Dwight Gale getting a shot off. It comes to Schlupp eventually, who can't shoot from that position, so he plays it into Gale, who plays it to Brandt, who gets tackled, but the ball falls to Schlupp, and incredibly he manages to miss the target from such a small distance. And I was, even though his finishing is only 61, and I know I rant about it a lot, I was still really surprised that he missed that. But we came into the second half on all-out attack with a slightly different formation, and Liam Moore found himself in the box getting brought down, and the referee comes over and awards a penalty. This time it was actually Eder who won the first penalty for Southampton, who conceded this penalty to win it for us, and it was Dwight Gale stepping up from the spot because it was Muriel in the last game and he missed. So Gale returned to penalty to spot kick duties up against Arthur Boric. Keeper goes the right way, but Gale's penalty was so good that it didn't matter, and we were back into the game. We had a way back into the game before the hour mark, and it was stuck at 1-1, which was pretty decent. But Southampton came forward just after the hour mark with Tadic getting dispossessed, but the ball came to Eder regardless of that, and the ball was returned to Tadic, who plays it into Osvaldo, who will probably never have an easier goal to score than that. And that was just because I stayed on ultra attack and I moved it down from all out attack, but all the defence was still in a state of disarray and out of position, and there was nothing we could really do about it. But in the 68th minute, Eder gets brought down inside the box once again, and the referee awards another penalty for it. And this was kind of harsh, I thought. Bakayoko gets a yellow card for it, which is probably fair enough. But when you see where how does this rule work? Because in my head, I swear to God, it was always where the contact initiated, which was there outside the box in the D on the edge of the box, and then Eder decides to fall over. So maybe the shirt pull wasn't actually a foul, but that's bullshit, because by letter of the law it is a foul. And how does Kasper Schmeichel not save that? The ball goes straight at him and he stands there waving his arms in the air and lets it go in over his head as Southampton edge 2 goals in front in this game. But I was just really annoyed about the foul. I thought the foul initiated outside the box and it should have been a free kick and not a penalty. But I'd love to know what you guys think about that, because maybe I'm wrong. But in the 78th minute, Southampton came forward again with Davis playing the ball in towards Graziano Pelle. It comes to Gape, who plays it to Tadic, who dispatches an absolutely brilliant goal into the back of the net to make it 4-1 to the hosts at St Mary's. And at this point, I was just... I mean, I'd already conceded that in all probability we were not going to escape from here with a victory, but to be 4-1 down was just so bad. They're so good at controlling the game, Southampton. But Berahino came on in the second half, and in the 81st minute he came very close to, well, no, he scored a goal, but it only made it 4-2, and we were still 2 goals behind, and we pushed forward as much as possible. I went back to the all-out attacking, but as you can see, the amount of gaps in defence, it's just not really a good way to play when you're behind. But the ball comes to Eder in the 83rd minute. He plays it to Davis on the edge, who crosses it in towards Pele, and this just gets so stupid in the box. Like, the state of that movement, the state of the lack of defensive clearances, it was just a disgraceful performance from my defenders, all of whom have bad on their form thing at the moment now as a result of that game as well. But that's how the game ended, an absolute drubbing, as Southampton give us our biggest defeat of the season so far and of the entire series so far as well. 5-2 is absolutely terrible, and I am just sorry. I would like to apologise. You all get a refund for this episode for your tickets for that match. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be much appreciated. I've been El De Niro. Thanks for watching.